Hello, viewers. My name is Nelson Gill. I am aspiring to be a life and a relationship coach. And so today I'm on here to teach men how to identify a wife. This is primarily a video for the single Christian man who is looking to date, looking to find a life partner. And so today I'm going to try to help you identify uh, somebody that you can yoke with for the rest of your life. And I think this is very important because who you're married to is going to have an effect in your daily, in your yearly life, in just your everyday life. It's going to have an effect, and you have to be very careful on who you select to marry. Okay? And so, first and foremost, this is first things first. The Bible says that beauty is vain, charm is deceitful, but a woman who fears the Lord is worthy of praise. So, fellas, gentlemen, we cannot look for our wife and our partner in the outside appearance, in her beauty, in her structure, and how she's built physically. We have to look internally. We have to look within her heart. That is the most important part when it comes to finding somebody you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. And so, with that said, one thing that I find very, very important when it comes to looking for a wife, when it comes to looking for a woman to be with, is you have to first identify if she has a contentious spirit. A contentious spirit is somebody who's always got the beg to differ. They got a combative spirit. They're constantly questioning your authority, questioning your beliefs. You know, they're questioning your methods and the way you do things. You have to stay away from the contentious spirit. The Word of God says that it is better for a man to be alone than to live with a contentious wife. Listen, you have to understand that this walk is so difficult, and you want to make this a peaceful walk. You want to make this a graceful walk, and so you're gonna need a graceful woman. You're not gonna need a woman that's combative and arguing with you. You know, I hear men saying this all the time. Oh, I like me a woman with a little bit of spice. You know, she gotta have some kick to her, yo. You know, and think about this. Have you ever had something that was a little bit spicy and it caught your throat in a way, and it just had you coughing and it's burning your throat, and you're trying to find water, the nearest water. I need help. That's what it's gonna be like when you live with a woman with a contentious spirit. You're gonna be dealing with this combative spirit, and you're gonna be looking somewhere to find some help, and it's just gonna be a stumbling block in your walk with God. So that's my deal breaker. If I whiff contentious spirit, I'm not even giving it a chance. I'm not even giving it a thought. I'm not entertaining it whatsoever. So first things first, identify the contentious spirit. That's something that I feel is very important. And so, another thing you're gonna want to identify is how she is around people. It's very important. You know, how she interacts around people, around men and women. Is she friendly? Appropriately friendly, not just flirty with whoever. However, um, is she walk with humility? Does she does she greet the the person with authority with the same attitude that she greets somebody with less power? You know, for instance, the the how she greets the boss and how she greets the low level entry worker. That you had to identify this. Does she treat people equally? That's very important. You want to see that she keeps that same energy with everybody. Thus, that's gonna help you identify whether she is wifey material. And so I want to get on to another thing that is important when it comes to uh, finding your wife, when it comes to identifying a wife. How she dresses. Um, this one is very, it's a little controversial. I think that a wife should have modesty dressing. Like she should be able to wear things that are appropriate for the time and the weather. So it's okay for her to wear tight fitted clothing as long as it doesn't reveal too much. It doesn't reveal, this area, the back door, all of that. You don't trust me, listen. It may look good to you, and what looks good to you looks good to other people, and you know you have to be mindful of that, because you may deal with jealousy in your own heart, and that's something that you'll have to work on. But you don't want to force to work on it. You don't want to force yourself to work on it. You don't want to force that. That should come. You should be able to work on that naturally. And so you want to find a woman with modesty, that that she wears appropriate clothing for the appropriate time. She's not wearing yoga pants to Sunday church. Like, yoga pants should be something you wear when you're going to the gym, leaving the gym, or you're running around being active, running errands. She's gonna want to be comfortable. That's okay, but she's not screaming for attention. And so you want to find a woman that dresses with modesty, that she's not revealing her everything to everybody. Let's just put it like that. So that's very important. And another thing that I have to address when it comes to finding a wife is that she has to have emotional intelligence. So, she has to have emotional intelligence. She has to be aware of the emotions. So she has to be aware uh, of the intentions of somebody's heart. And so, this part right here might hurt some ladies' feelings, but I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help out the men right here in this area. But she understands the emotional connection with man and woman. So she's not surrounding herself with men and calling them her friends. That is a no go. That's a deal breaker for me personally. You know, uh, I think that men should be friends with men and women should be friends with women. I don't play like that. I don't. I tell women all the time, you're not my friend. Jesus is my friend. I don't have no friends with women. Like, they are women. They are my sisters. They're my co-workers. They are my acquaintances. They are my boss. They are, uh, they are a business partner, but they're not my friend. A friend is somebody I share my secrets, my innermost feelings, my aspirations to. And so she is going to understand the difference in friendship and in brothership. um yeah, I think this is very important. I think this is very, very important, into identifying and figuring out, who your wife is going to be. She's got to have emotional intelligence and understand the the spiritual warfare that's going on, because uh, you have to understand is that, just because you're not shacking up with somebody doesn't mean that they don't have a place in your heart. You don't have to be physically with somebody to have them emotionally. So, you know, uh, try to be aware of her circle, and don't get involved in her circle. Do not be trying to control her circle and control what she does. That's no here nor there. Anyways, um, her social media. That's very important. That is super duper crucial when it comes to identifying your wife. How is she using social media? Is she using social media to find her value? Is she posting, bikini pics? Is she posting, sexy pictures in front of the mirror looking back, or however you have it? Is she, promoting filth and things that just aren't healthy? Um, it's okay. It is okay for a woman to post herself going to the gym. She is obviously working on her confidence, and that's wonderful. That's amazing. There's nothing wrong with a woman posting a selfie. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But is her whole profile built on selfies and body pictures? That's something you really gotta pay attention to. Like, that's why I said in the beginning how beauty is vain, charm is deceit, but a woman who fears the Lord is worthy of praise. You can't look to the image. Do not worry about your preferences, and start worrying for your standards. Start worrying for your standards. You got to understand Your person that you're going to marry has the ability to kill you at any given moment. And I know that might be extreme right now. I know that just came straight from the left field, but that's something the Spirit just told me right now. And you have to understand is that you have to look within the heart of the person. You have to look in the heart. But anyways, back to what I was saying. You have to look at the social media activity. How are they utilizing the social media? Like I said, it's okay for this woman to post, selfies, her workouts, her lifestyle. She may be into church. She may be into yoga, art, all sorts of things. She may be into all sorts of hobbies, and is she using social media to promote her hobbies and not just herself? Like I said, it's okay for a woman to promote herself. You gotta, in order to be caught, you gotta be out there. So there's nothing wrong with that at all whatsoever. I'm trying to think of what else that I think that you should really, really look to when it comes to finding a wife. Like I said, it's really the inner qualities. You don't want a woman that's trying to find herself through man and through things. Is she into drugs and alcohol? Drugs, that's a no. That we're not playing with that, because you have to understand the with drugs, you're altering your mind, and it makes you make decisions that you normally wouldn't make when you're sober. Drinking, on the other hand, that's okay. It's all right. The Word of God says it's okay to drink. It's just not okay to get drunk. So, is she getting plastered? We all have we've all made mistakes. That's fine. Don't judge somebody for drinking. Just, understand that, if they're getting drunk constantly, that's not the person you want to be with. If you really love yourself, you're not going to do that damage to your body, truthfully. If you really love yourself. So, like I said, it's okay for her to have a few drinks here and there, but if she's constantly getting drunk, then that's a no. That's not even a question. What other things I want to speak on when it comes to finding a wife? I think I pretty much covered all the areas that I think that are important into finding a wife. If there's anything else that I may have missed out on, please feel free to comment. One last thing before I finish this video off that I have to say is that marriage is a big deal. It is a big deal. And let me tell you something. Do not look for marriage if you're not well married to God and to Jesus. If you're not married to Jesus, don't even look for marriage. Just continue to work on yourself. Continue to heal before you deal. It is so important that you are married to God before you marry a woman. Because marriage is a big deal. And if you're not faithful with the little, how do you expect God to bless you with a lot? So, I was speaking to one of my good brothers, a good brother of mine, brother in the Lord, and he's been talking to me about wanting to get back with his ex-girlfriend that he's dealt with for the past however many years, maybe like 10 or something. Excuse me. And I've been really like chilling with him a lot, and I was eating breakfast with him one time, and he was telling me about how like he can't wait for for the time that they move in together, and that he's gonna take her seriously when they get back together. He's gonna start taking herself seriously. He's gonna start taking her seriously. And then it begged me to ask him the question is like, I asked him, I was like, okay, that's cool, that's great. I'm happy that you have those dreams, but what is it gonna take for you to be faithful now? What's it gonna take for you to be faithful right now? Like, when you get there, that's when you're gonna be faithful? Or are you gonna be faithful right now? That's why I brought up, you want to be well married with the Lord before you marry a woman. Because if you're not faithful right now, how do you expect to be faithful later? And another thing I also want to say, fellas, is you can't have double standards. You can't expect this woman to be perfect and to be flawless, and for her to be outstanding. If you're not outstanding, you're expecting her to be faithful when you can't even be faithful. It just doesn't make any sense to me. How us men can ruin something with a double standard. And I tell you these things from experience. I've dated a wife before, believe me. I dated a wife. Okay? I dated one before, and because of my selfish, deceitful human nature, I wasn't man enough to marry this woman. Okay? So, I just want to encourage you guys to while you're looking for your wife, continue to heal and continue to live for the Lord. You're not, marriage is for kingdom men. It's a calling for men of God. Okay? It's not just for somebody you to sleep with. That's not what it's for. That's not what marriage is for. Marriage is not for that. Yeah, so please holler at me if this was any help. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment. I'd love to hear criticism. I want to be a better teacher. I want to be a better preacher. And yeah, God bless you all. Love y'all. And have a good day.